Okay, I wanted to do a quick video. The seal on our dryer door, um, the dryer is several years old, and a few months ago, the seal somewhere along the side over here near the hinges, the uh, the seal actually had a hole where in it to where inside of this is almost like one of those little the old finger puzzles or whatever. It's got little metal strands in there that whenever it stretches, it gets smaller. And so, anyway, ours, a hole wore in the side of it. So some of the metal strands were actually sticking out to where the metal was actually getting snagged on some of the laundry whenever we'd be drying the laundry. So I ordered a new seal for it, and first off, I made the mistake of ordering like an aftermarket no-name seal. And so I installed that seal, and it was apparently too big. Uh, it was supposed to be the right part number, but it ended up being too large for this door. So I actually cut the seal down and, glued the ends of it together, thinking that when I stretched it out, that it would be the right size. Well, even after doing that, the seal was still too thick, so that when we would close the dryer door, it would stay closed for a while and then it would pop the door open because the seal was too large for the space. So it would pop the door open, but it would just pop it open enough that the door would be cracked open, but it wouldn't actually trip the switch that turns the dryer off. So our dryer would be sitting there running with the door open, which is obviously not a good thing because you're leaking all that heat out the front where the door's open. So anyway, yesterday I removed that seal. It was white, by the way. The original seal is silver, like this one. So I removed that new white, or relatively new white seal we've been putting up, or my wife's been putting up with this for a few months now with it popping the door open. So I removed that seal, and then I used a wire brush to try to, clean around the area where it's glued, to try to clean as much of that debris. And I also use like a screwdriver just to try to scrape some of it loose. But if you're ordering one of these seals on Amazon, if it doesn't come with the high temperature adhesive and you just go to try to order a tube of adhesive for a dryer door seal, it's going to cost you about 20 bucks. So what I used instead was, I'm a pretty big fan of Harbor Freight. So I went to Harbor Freight. I got this red hi-temp RTV silicone instant gasket adhesive. It just comes in a tube. This stuff's like $5 at Harbor Freight. And the most important thing is it has to be a high temperature adhesive, because obviously the temperature in your dryer is going to be a few hundred degrees. So it has to be, you couldn't just use like a standard glue necessarily on it. So anyway, this is the stuff I used. They also have it in a few different colors. I think they have a black and a clear. They did not have the clear, or in stock when I bought this, so I bought the red. I really didn't care because you can't see it anyway. So basically, just remove the old seal, try to clean it as well as you can, scrape loose the old adhesive to give you a good smooth surface to glue the new one to. Take some of this stuff, just do a little bead. You don't have to go crazy with it. It's just enough to kind of hold it in place. When you stretch the new seal in place, and again, this time around, I actually ordered a genuine like Whirlpool brand seal. So I'm hoping this one fits better and doesn't pop the door open. I think that it's going to already, just from like the feel of it and the appearance of it. I think it's going to work better. But it's supposed to be the original replacement part. So anyway, but whenever you stretch the seal into place, use some tape to hold it in place. I mean, it kind of stays in place because there's a groove for it to fit into, but use like some painter's tape or something just to hold it in place to be sure it doesn't pop back out. And also what you have to be careful of is when you're popping the seal down, after you lay down a bead of glue, you pop the seal down, you don't want the seal to pop back up out of place, or it may smear some of the glue around the inside of the door, and then you'll have to clean that up, which is not a huge deal, if you just wipe it up with some paper towels or something. But anyway, tape it to keep it in place, to keep it from popping it out of place while the glue is curing. Let it sit overnight at least. The tube says to give it 24 hours for it to dry completely. But anyway, I just thought I would share this because this is a cheap alternative to using the glue that they sell on Amazon. That's actually the glue for the door seal, which can run you, like I said, about 20 bucks. Some of the seals you'll buy on there will come with it. And again, I would recommend buying the genuine part number from the manufacturer, because I tried using one of those aftermarket door seals, and it was too long. I had to cut the size down, and then it was too thick, so it was popping the door open. So this one was more expensive. I think this seal cost me about 35, 40 bucks. But hopefully it'll be worth it if it won't be popping the door open all the time when we're running the dryer. So I hope that helps somebody out. If it does, give me a thumbs up and a subscribe. Thanks. Bye.